You've got 30 minutes to disappear, or I'm calling the cops on you for trespassing." My stepfather hurled those words at me like venom. He stood on the porch of my childhood home, his face twisted with disgust. In his hand was a black trash bag stuffed with my clothes. He threw it onto the front lawn. The neighbors were watching. Mrs. Patterson stopped watering her garden. The kids across the street paused their basketball game. Everyone saw my humiliation. That was graduation day, the worst day of my life. But 10 years later, I bought that house. And everything changed. My name is Valerie. I'm 28 years old now. But back then, I was just a scared 18-year-old girl standing on a lawn with everything I owned in a garbage bag. Let me take you back to the beginning. My mom remarried when I was 7. My biological father died in a car accident when I was 5. I barely remember him, just fragments. His laugh, the smell of his cologne, the way he'd carry me on his shoulders. After he died, my mom struggled. We lived in a tiny apartment. She worked double shifts just to keep the lights on. Then she met Richard. Richard seemed nice at first. He had a good job, a nice house, 2 sons from his previous marriage. The twins, Derek and Jason, were a year younger than me. I thought we'd become a real family. I was wrong. From the very first day I moved in, Richard made one thing clear. I wasn't his daughter. I was a guest. And guests don't get treated the same as family. The twins got brand new bikes. I got their hand-me-downs. The twins got summer camp. I got summer chores. The twins got cars when they turned 16. I got a job at the grocery store so I could buy my own bus pass. My mom saw all of it. She never said a word. I think she was scared. Scared of being alone again. Scared of losing the nice house and the stable life. So she chose silence. Every single time. I wasn't the favorite. I wasn't even on the list. But I had something they couldn't take from me. I knew how to survive. If you've ever been pushed aside by your own family, subscribe right now and tell me where you're watching from. I want to hear your story. Graduation day was supposed to be my escape. I'd worked so hard, studied every night after my shifts at the grocery store, graduated with honors. I had a plan. Community college first, then transfer to a state university. I was going to make something of myself. That morning, I woke up excited for the first time in years. I put on my cap and gown, looked at myself in the mirror, smiled. Then I walked downstairs. Richard was sitting at the kitchen table with my mom. The twins were there too, scrolling on their phones. Nobody looked up. "I'm leaving for the ceremony in an hour," I said. "Are you guys coming?" Silence. My mom glanced at Richard. He didn't even lift his eyes from his newspaper. "We have plans," he said flatly. I felt my stomach drop. "Plans? It's my graduation." "Derek has a baseball game," my mom said quietly. "We promised we'd be there." I couldn't believe it. Derek's game was a regular season practice match. My graduation happened once. "Are you serious right now?" My voice cracked. Richard finally looked at me. His eyes were cold. "You're 18 now, Valerie. Time to grow up. The world doesn't revolve around you." I went to my graduation alone, walked across that stage with no one cheering for me, took my diploma and felt nothing but emptiness. When I got home, everything changed. My bedroom door was open, my drawers were empty, my closet was cleared out. I ran downstairs. Richard was waiting by the front door with a trash bag. "What's going on?" I demanded. "You're 18, he said. "You're an adult now. Time to figure things out on your own." "You're kicking me out? Today?" He opened the door and threw the bag onto the lawn. "You've got 30 minutes. Then I'm calling the police." I turned to my mom. She was standing in the doorway, arms crossed. Her face was blank. Mom, please. Say something. Do something. She wouldn't meet my eyes. He's right, Valerie. We've done enough. It's time you figure it out. I felt like I'd been punched in the chest. Mom, I'm your daughter. And he's my husband. I can't keep choosing you over my marriage. Derek and Jason appeared behind her. They were filming me on their phones, laughing. Look at her face, Derek snickered. This is gold. Family failure gets evicted, Jason added, posting this tonight. The neighbors were gathering now. Mrs. Patterson whispered something to her husband. The kids across the street were staring. Richard stepped closer to me. His voice was low but sharp. You're not my blood. Never were, never will be. Now get off my property. I grabbed the trash bag, checked my pockets. $47. That's all I had. I walked away without looking back. But here's what I didn't know until months later. My biological father had left me Social Security survivor benefits. Money that was supposed to come to me every month until I turned 18. Richard had been cashing those checks for years. He stole my father's legacy, used it to fund his lifestyle while treating me like garbage. I had nothing. But I was about to learn exactly what I was capable of. The first 2 weeks were the hardest. I slept in my car, a beat-up Honda Civic that barely ran. I parked in different spots each night so nobody would notice. Walmart parking lots, church lots, behind the grocery store where I worked. I showered at the gym, used my employee discount to buy marked-down food, saved every penny I could. But I needed help. I couldn't do this alone. So I called my grandmother, my mom's mother, the only other family I had. Grandma, it's Valerie. I need help. Richard kicked me out and I'm living in my car and... Stop right there. Her voice was ice cold. Richard already called me. He explained everything. You were disrespectful, ungrateful, causing problems in their marriage. That's not true. He's lying. I can't help troublemakers, Valerie. You made your bed. Now lie in it. She hung up. I sat in my car and cried for an hour. They'd poisoned everyone against me. Spread lies before I could tell the truth. I was completely alone, but I didn't give up. I picked up a second job at a diner, worked breakfast shifts before my grocery store hours, saved every single dollar. 3 months in, something happened that nearly broke me. I was working the evening shift at the diner, wiping down tables, exhausted, running on 4 hours of sleep. The door opened. I looked up, and my blood ran cold. My mom walked in. Derek and Jason were right behind her. They didn't see me at first, sat down in a booth by the window, laughing about something on Jason's phone. I thought about hiding in the kitchen, pretending I wasn't there, but my manager pointed at me. Valerie, table 7. I had no choice. I walked over with menus. My hands were shaking. My mom looked up. Our eyes met. For a second, I saw something flicker across her face. Guilt, maybe, or shame. Then Derek burst out laughing. Oh my God, look who it is. He nudged Jason. The family failure is serving burgers now. Jason pulled out his phone, started recording again. Say hi to the camera, sis. Show everyone how successful you are. I set down the menus, kept my voice steady. What can I get you to drink? My mom said nothing, just looked at her menu like I was a stranger. When I brought their food, Derek made a big show of checking his burger. You didn't spit in this, did you? They laughed, ate their meal, left no tip. On her way out, my mom stopped at the counter, spoke loudly enough for everyone to hear. You should watch her, she told my manager. She probably spits in people's food. That's the kind of person she is. My manager pulled me aside after they left. I don't know what that was about, but I can't have drama with customers. Please, I begged. I need this job. I have nowhere else to go. He sighed. Fine. But one more incident and you're done. I went to the bathroom and cried until my shift ended. They weren't just ignoring me. They were actively trying to destroy me. But I refused to let them win. 6 months later, Richard tried one more time. I got a message from him. First contact since he threw me out. Valerie, I need you to sign some tax documents. It's for the family. Meet me at the house tomorrow. Part of me wanted to ignore it, but another part was curious. Maybe they realized they were wrong. Maybe they wanted to apologize. Stupid, I know. I went to the house. Richard handed me a stack of papers, told me to sign at the bottom. What is this exactly? I asked. Just tax stuff. Don't worry about it. I almost signed, had the pen in my hand, but something felt wrong. I told him I'd look it over and bring it back later. He got angry, demanded I sign right then. That made me even more suspicious. I took the papers to my coworker at the diner, a guy named Trevor, who was studying accounting. He went pale when he read them. Valerie, this isn't tax documents. This is a liability transfer. He's trying to make you responsible for his debts, business debts. We're talking 6 figures here. I felt sick. Richard wasn't asking for forgiveness. He was trying to scam me, again. I went back to that house one more time, stood on the porch where he'd thrown my trash bag. He opened the door with a smile. Ready to sign? No. His smile disappeared. I held up the papers. I know what this is. You tried to make me responsible for your debt. After everything you did to me. Now listen here. No, you listen. You stole from me my whole life. You kicked me out with nothing. And now you want to use me again? I ripped the papers in half. You almost scammed me again. I'm done. I walked away. He shouted something after me. I didn't hear it. Didn't care. I was done being their victim. What they didn't know was that I'd been preparing. Every single message, every cruel text from Derek and Jason, every cold voicemail from my mom. I saved them all. I kept receipts, documented dates, built a timeline. And those survivor benefits Richard stole? I filed a report with Social Security, started an official investigation. But that wasn't my only secret. Remember how I said I saved every dollar? I wasn't just surviving anymore. I'd discovered something, a talent I never knew I had. It started at a thrift store. I was looking for work clothes when I spotted a vintage handbag. Designer, hidden in a pile of junk, priced at $3. I knew nothing about fashion, but something told me it was valuable. I bought it, listed it online, sold it for $240. That night, lying in my tiny rented room, I couldn't sleep. My mind was racing. If I could do that once, I could do it again. And I did. I spent every free moment hunting. Thrift stores, estate sales, garage sales. I developed an eye for undervalued items, learned to spot quality, research prices, negotiate deals. My first month, I made $500 profit. By month 3, I was making more from reselling than from both my jobs combined. What they didn't know was that every time they called me worthless, I was building something they couldn't see. There was this one customer who kept buying from me, a woman named Diana. She purchased high-end vintage items, always paid full price, never haggled. One day she messaged me, "Your curation is impressive. How did you learn to spot these pieces?" I told her the truth. Desperation, necessity, survival. She asked more questions about my process, my sources, my plans for the future. I wasn't just surviving anymore, I was preparing. Diana invited me to coffee. I was nervous. She was clearly successful. Designer clothes, expensive watch, confident presence. We met at a cafe downtown. She ordered for both of us. Didn't even look at the prices. I own a chain of consignment stores, she said. High-end resale. 6 locations across the state. I nodded, not sure where this was going. I've been watching your listings for 6 months. You've got an eye most people spend years developing. She leaned forward. Let me show you how to scale this. I almost cried right there. Diana became my mentor, my teacher, my first real ally. She taught me inventory systems, pricing strategies, how to negotiate with suppliers, how to present myself to investors. She helped me get a small business loan, co-signed when the bank hesitated. I see myself in you, she told me once. Someone gave me a chance when no one else would. Now I'm doing the same. While Diana was building me up, my old family was tearing themselves down. I saw it on social media. Derek and Jason posting about their luxury lifestyle, expensive clothes, fancy restaurants, new cars, all funded by Richard and my mom. Then one day I got a birthday card, first contact from my mom in 2 years. I opened it with shaking hands. Happy birthday, Valerie. I know things are hard for you. Maybe if you apologize to your stepfather, we could work something out. Love, Mom. She thought I was still struggling, still desperate, still that scared girl on the lawn. She had no idea. I heard through a cousin that Richard's business was failing. They were burning through savings, living on credit cards. Meanwhile, my online business hit $50,000 in annual revenue. I incorporated as an LLC, rented a small warehouse space, hired my first employee. Diana introduced me to investors, real investors, with real money. They thought I was begging on the streets, I told Diana one night. She smiled. What do they think now? They have no idea, but they will. They had no idea I was about to become their landlord. 5 years after being kicked out, my company was valued at $1.2 million. I had 12 employees, 3 warehouse locations, partnerships with estate sales across 5 states. I was 23 years old. And then I got the notification. A house in my old neighborhood was going into foreclosure. I recognized the address immediately. It was my childhood home. Richard had defaulted on the mortgage, years of bad decisions, failed business ventures, living beyond their means. Now the bank was taking the house. I sat with that information for 3 days, turned it over in my mind, thought about what it would mean. Then I made a decision. I purchased the house through my business entity, used an LLC name that couldn't be traced to me. The sale went through quietly. Richard didn't know who bought it. Then the eviction notice arrived. I heard through my cousin that he was frantic, calling everyone, trying to figure out who the new owner was, begging for extensions. Nobody knew. 2 weeks later, I scheduled a property inspection. I drove to that house in my own car. A nice one now. Paid for in cash. I walked up to that front door. The same door Richard had thrown my trash bag through. Knocked. He opened it. For a moment, he didn't recognize me. I was different now. Confident. Successful. Nothing like the scared girl he remembered. Then his face went white. You? This is a joke. He laughed nervously. There's no way you... 30 minutes to disappear, I said calmly. Sound familiar? He staggered backward, grabbed the doorframe for support. My mom appeared behind him. She was older now, tired. Her eyes went wide when she saw me. Valerie, what are you doing here? I own this house now. She started crying. Please, sweetheart, we can talk about this. We're family. Family? I stepped inside. You stood in this doorway and watched him throw my things on the lawn. You chose him over me every single time. Richard found his voice. Now wait just a minute. You can't just... I can. I pulled out a folder. And there's more. I opened it, showed them the documentation. Social Security survivor benefits, my father's money. You cashed those checks for 11 years, Richard. You stole over $40,000 from me. His face went gray. I've filed a report. There's an investigation. You're going to have to pay it all back. With penalties. And possibly face criminal charges. Derek and Jason appeared on the stairs, both of them holding their phones. Old habits. Put those down, Richard snapped. No, let them record, I said. You filmed my worst day. I hope you're recording this one too. Derek lowered his phone slowly. For the first time ever, he looked scared. Richard grabbed my arm. Please, you have to understand. I was trying to provide for the family. I didn't mean, don't touch me. He let go immediately. I'm not here for revenge, I said. I'm here because I earned this. Every dollar, every opportunity. I built it myself while you told me I was worthless. My mom was sobbing now. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I should have protected you. You should have. I agreed. But you didn't. Richard fell into a chair. His whole body seemed to collapse. What do you want? Please, tell me what you want, and I'll do it. I looked at him. This man who had made my childhood miserable, who had stolen my father's legacy, who had thrown me away like garbage. I'm giving you 60 days to leave, I said. Not 30. 60. He looked up, confused. That's more than you gave me. I turned to leave. Valerie, wait. My mom reached for me. Can we talk? Can we have lunch? I want to make this right. I paused at the door. You have my number. You've always had it. In 5 years, you never used it once. Not for holidays, not for birthdays, not to ask if I was alive. I opened the door. You can start making it right by leaving me alone. I walked out of that house. I didn't look back. I didn't move into that house. I didn't want it. It held nothing but bad memories. I sold it. Donated the proceeds to a youth homelessness charity. A place that helps kids like me, the ones who get thrown away. Richard faced the investigation, had to repay all the stolen benefits. The penalties nearly bankrupted him. I don't know if charges were ever filed. I didn't follow up. My mom sent letters. Lots of them. Apologies, explanations, excuses. I read them. Never responded. The twins went quiet on social media. No more luxury posts. No more fancy dinners. Years later, Derek reached out. Not Jason, just Derek. His message was simple. I'm sorry, I was a stupid kid. I know that doesn't fix anything, but I needed to say it. I responded. Told him I accepted his apology, wished him well. Kept my distance. Diana became my business partner. We expanded to 14 locations, employed over 50 people. I started a mentorship program for young people aging out of foster care and troubled homes. Kids like me, the ones nobody believes in. I tell them all the same thing. Your beginning doesn't decide your ending. I finally understood that I never needed their approval. I never needed Richard to accept me. I never needed my mom to choose me. I just needed to believe in myself before anyone else would. Being kicked out didn't break me. It built me. That's my story. 10 years from trash bags on a lawn to owning the house that threw me out. But I know I'm not the only one. So many of you have been told you're not enough by the people who were supposed to love you. Your parents, your siblings, your family. They looked at you and saw nothing. But they were wrong. Where are you watching from? Drop it below. I always check. And if you've got a story like mine, share it in the comments. You never know who needs to hear it. Someone out there is going through what you went through. Your words might save them. Hit subscribe if you want more stories about people who refuse to stay down. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, Your beginning doesn't decide your ending.